Daredevil Co-Explorer. Natural Zoophobia. You have heart attack? Was aware of that. Yeah, if you have a virtue and you get to 200 stress, the virtue just goes away and you go back to 0 stress. That was added in with Color Madness. Don't need it for anything. Yeah, that's true. I guess it mainly bothers me because streaming is resource intensive. So if I have instances of Chrome open while I'm streaming, it can sometimes be a problem. Hell's Hairpin! Why? Why don't you exist? Right now, I try your best to not fall asleep. Alright, Cam. Thank you for hanging out. Have a good night. Why? Guess we'll go kill a boss, probably. I mean, why not? Suppose. What bosses do we have left? We have the Flesh. We have the Burgundy Pounder. We have the Crew. We have the Croc. And we have Initial Farmstead. Oh, World of Warcraft bounty? Yeah, none of those have been offered yet. Listen. Alright. Let's go kill a cannon. Why not? Why not? That's your lullaby? Upgrade trinket skills camping. Upgrade trinket skills camping. What's your team for the Croc? I usually take, like, Hellion Man-at-Arms, Houndmaster Vestal. Something to that effect. It's usually not super specific for the Croc. I take a team that has a way to guard people if things get bad. Have a team with reach and a team with heals, basically. Reach and heals are the most important. Who else should I take? Maybe I'll take Big Time Zombie. Should be a stress commands. I don't know. We need to level up Zombie. We're kind of running out of opportunities to do that. Should be okay, actually. I know it's to a boss fight, so maybe I should be a little bit more cautious. Crusader, Vessel, Hyman, Man-at-Arms. That one's okay. I mean, the good side is, yeah, Zombie, you're in. The good news, or the good thing about that team is that you have the Crusader that can get someone off death's door no matter how you get shuffled. Alright, this will be fine. Seeker will level from this. So would Juliet. I guess. Man, we might need even more Vestals. Alright. Be alright. Upgrade trinket skills. Hey! No coffins. Upgrades tree ranch smackdown. Stress coffins. No tree ranch smackdowns for me. Please. Alright. Let's go kill the cannon. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Cannon boss is usually very easy unless you get really unlucky. Or if you get impatient. Impatience is the big one, I guess. So while we're here, we can get rid of Juliet's rabies. Whoops. And any negative quirk we want to get rid of. Get rid of Hero Mania if we're going to use them soon. Tone Deaf. Infirm is pretty annoying. I know I look through all these every week. It's not like they've really changed. But, alright. Get rid of, Bloodmania from Gurg. We should be good. How are we doing on upgrading for veterans? We only need 6 more portraits here. Okay. And we need quite a few deeds. Alright. Let's go. Do you have both of your disease heals? Yeah. Big time zombie with a disease healing. Okay, we're good. Just need our trinkets and we're good to go. Double heals on our Vestal as always. On our Hellion, we're gonna take Dark Bracer. Say Dark Bracer on Plague Doctor too, maybe. Do you think you should remove a quirk every week if you have the gold? I mean, if you're doing well on gold and there's any quirks that are gonna be detrimental, which usually you're gonna have some, I think it's probably worth, yeah. And especially characters that are going to hit level 3 soon are going to hit the next tier or next level because the cost is going to go up, right? So if I don't get rid of, if I want to get rid of Bloodmania on Gurg, but their next dungeon they're going to hit level 3 and it's going to be more expensive, I might as well do it this week at level 2. Like, best case scenario, we get rid of the worst stuff and like the Cove or the Warrens, you know, with Hero interaction. Yeah, I think it's, as long as you have excess gold, it's probably worth treating 1 negative quirk a week at least. No treatment run possible? Probably. I mean, I don't think you could add it into this challenge, but it's probably possible overall. Legendary Brace. I might take Dismiss's head here. I don't know. I'll take the Legendary Bracer. Should be okay. We still use most of these. I'm not gonna sell any of them. I don't know. I'm really not using the Eldritch. Like, the Eldritch Slayer ring is absolutely fantastic against the Siren too, though. We have 2 more Sirens to kill. I'm not gonna sell it. It'll be all right. Yeah, it'll be okay. Okay, let's go kill a cannon. Yeah, the no treatment run would be crazy. It would not be fun. My phone just jiggled. Someone liked something on Twitter. Food, shovels. We got curio interaction. Should be good to go. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Upgrades, trinkets. Skills, camping. Cam is falling asleep right now. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camping. No treatment run would be not getting rid of any negative quirks or anything in like the when you're in the hamlet. I would assume. I don't know if that would also include not using curios to cure it, but like keeping all of your diseases and negative quirks.
By their nature loquacious, and the denizens of the hamlet were no exception. It was not long before rumors of my morbid genius and secretive
morbid genius
began to fuel local legend. In the face of my increasingly egregious flaunting of public taboos, awe turned to ire, and demonstrations were held in the town square.
Now, if you could still get rid of that stuff in the dungeon, like through curio interaction, and getting rid of disease through like camping or something, it'd probably still be fine. Kill the cannon, never even managed to fire or attack you once. Yeah, that's how it usually is.
Welcome back.
That's what I said. The cannon fight is really easy as long as you don't get impatient. Troubleshoots, 8 months already. Shoots, thank you for the resub. Love and sandwiches to Shoots. Thank you for the continued support, Shoots. I appreciate it. Yeah, Lost. How you doing, by the way, Lost? What are you up to tonight? Were you Daughters of Ashing again? 2 stress casters. We'll get rid of them first. But yeah, the cannon fight, as long as you always kill the match lighter first, no matter what, and you don't get sick of waiting and decide to try to rush the cannon or something, or skimp on killing the match lighter. It's absolutely one of the easiest ones. Nice, people can't sleep. Sucks lost. I know that feeling. What trinkets are really good to use? It depends. So it depends on several things. Obviously, some things are sort of universal, but I kind of have trinket sets, so to say, in my head for different classes, depending on how I'm using that class. But in general, things that make characters either better at what they're already good at, or that covers up their weaknesses. One of those two things. So what I mean by that is, like, the leper's weakness, well, one of his weaknesses is accuracy, right? So accuracy trinkets are probably better on him overall. You get more bang for your buck, so to say,
Your steadfast loyalty is
for the slot it takes up than if you put accuracy on, like, you know, the Vestal or the Arbalist or something, right? In general, speed is good. In general, scouting minus stress is good. General crit is good. Kaz, 15 months. 15. Just how many months? On my Twitch, it's 15 months. Trigger the sub again. Yeah, so I don't know what, Kaz, thank you again for the resub. I don't know why, but you can share the resub and you can share the streak now. Growing boy needs to sleep. Thank you, Kaz. As well, if you want to take a shot at cannon, David Sheeler's return. Yeah, but I guess my point is, if you're trying to do that, Pythons, don't let that be your final action. That's the big thing.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty.
Had a feeling that was coming.
Appreciated.
Who's that, I wonder? Mr. J? Mr. J? Thank you for the 15. Ain't got nothing on me. Mr. J, thank you for the resub as well. Kaz, J. Man, you guys have been here forever now. Thank you again. Glad you guys are still around. Not just because of the resub, obviously. But more love, more sandwiches. Appreciate you guys. Amber, closing on 1,000. How you doing, Amber? Sub run. Don't know. Let's see. Into the shadows. Scrub, thank you for the lurk. But what I was saying, Pythons, is like, you don't want to save that as your last action, because that's where you get in trouble with the cannon. You're like, oh, I can kill the cannon. Yeah, or I mean, I can kill the fuse lighter with my last character because it only has 1 health left or something, and then your last character misses. You know, the fuse lighter dodges, whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden the cannon fires and your team is all on death's door. I mean, things like that can happen. How's the run going? Still 20. Still 20. It's been going pretty well. Wednesday night, we almost lost the run. Is dodge good at the stack? Yes. But there's a caveat to it. So dodge is actually probably the best stat in the game, but only if you can stack it enough. So little amounts of dodge isn't going to do too much. So early game, dodge isn't immensely important. The more of it you stack, the exponentially better it becomes. So in Darkest Dungeon, you can get your dodge all the way up to 95%. And if you get your dodge to 95%, which is hard to do, but it is possible, we've done runs like that. In fact, that's one of the ways we've beaten some of these challenges. If you do manage to get your dodge to 95%, it's really hard to die. It's just really hard for enemies to kill you. So yes, dodge is good, but it doesn't really start hitting its stride and getting, like, insane until you get about 50% or so dodge. So your dodge stat would need to be around 55 or 60 before you see it starting to, like, really pay off, in my opinion. So for dinner tonight, give yourself love and sandwiches. TMI. What kind of subs you get? We're gonna stun this one, hopefully, because it hasn't taken its action yet. So hopefully that makes sense, Jim. Because when you get to the point where an enemy can only hit you 1 in 20 times on average, like, not only do they have to get through that 1 in 20 and hit you,
Impunity.
but then another one has to get through 1 in 20 to get you to death's door. And then another one has to get through 1 in 20 and hit you while you're on death's door. And then that rolls against your death blow resist. So in that time frame, they have to also never be healed off death's door. So it's like, if you can get enough dodge, it's a stupidly good stat. Sacrifice all the good stats just for dodge. Pretty much, but I mean, it doesn't matter if you can get that much dodge, right? Like, we had a run, we had a challenge run where that's all I did. I tried to get as much dodge as I could. That is, like, the only thing I went for. And that was one of the easiest runs I've ever done, even though it was a challenge run, once we got to those numbers. So, one of the downsides is, yes, you skimp elsewhere. The biggest one that you'll notice when you're stacking dodge is the fact that you don't have much accuracy. That's one of the big things that suffers. Like, you're going to miss a lot more, but it doesn't really matter because the enemies barely hit you at a certain point. But yeah, absolutely, that's one of the downsides to stacking only dodge. But like I said, you can get in a really good position with dodge at like 50%. So, retreat run. I'm sure someone's done it. I don't know if they've combined it with other challenges, Scrub, but I'm sure someone's done it. Just gonna use bandage on this for loot. We're kind of full on loot. I need to stop doing this. We'll come back after the boss and loot more. Just came up empty on Google. It's him! Finally! What week are we on? He lives! Alright. Watch us lose a run here. Junia's head? Do you have Junia's head under that coat? Keep me Klepto. Well, it depends. You just dismiss him, or... what's the bleed here? 2 versus the 5. You can either dismiss him, or you could heal it in, like, the cove or stuff. If the rule is that you can only not use town heals. Collector friends. Junia's under his robes. Let's hope so. Are you under there, Junior? He resisted. Ugh. Double Hiveman. Well, there was the collector. GG. Junior's head, Junior's head, Junior's head. No. Where are you, Junior? I need thou'st head. Need thou'st head. Sucks. Alright. Gold, it's gold. He didn't do anything to us at all, so it's not like... It's not like that's a negative anyway. Beat the mini-boss without taking a single point of damage or stress, and we got a lot of gold from it. Paranoid and diseased. Yes, that would not be good. Now are we going to finally get that 1% Shambler as well? This is not a good team for us to see. We don't have accuracy trinkets. And so if we get a lot of rabies here or something like that, we might miss the fuse lighter and just get screwed. Now we do have a camp still with a disease cure, so it's probably not the end of the world. But what's cream you need? It's so obvious. Hot turkey hoagie. So the Madman can drop. He's got a 4% chance to drop one of 3 very rare trinkets. At this time, we probably wouldn't need Arya's box. but Crescendo we would use. Overture we'd probably use. Just got this game. It is sick. Any good general tips for people starting out? Hey, oh Bonnie, is it Bonnie? Run as you know it. It's the end. Here's a couple things. One is, if you're playing on Radiant or Darkest mode, there is no game over. There's no game over mechanic on those modes. So as such, experiment, play around, screw around. Don't worry if you have people die. Like, yeah, it sucks to lose a character, but hopefully you'll learn something from that. Learn, you know, what the enemy does, so you'll know next time, or learn what characters are better together and better in which dungeon. But basically, you got to remember that you are not the heroes. They are a means to an end. They are a resource to use to beat the game with. So if you lose a hero or you have to dismiss them, you get new heroes every week. So don't get disencouraged if you're losing people. Aside from that, the game, to a lot of people, especially starting out, seems extremely RNG based. Now, I mean, any game that has number rolls is going to have some RNG elements to it, obviously. But everything in the game you can overcome just by, you know, learning the game. There's a lot of things. So learning like curio interaction, what items to use on which interactables. And like I said, who's stronger in which area, which people go together well, what enemies to target down first, but all that kind of comes with experimenting and experience. If you have any specific questions though, Obani, by all means let me know. Like, even, you know, I try to explain things as I go, because we have people stopping in of all experience of the game, all experience levels, but sometimes I'll kind of gloss over some things, so don't feel afraid to ask any like questions, no matter how newbie or in-depth. Slaves to your will. Best advice: serve me tacos. You are not the heroes, so don't get attached yet. Red shirt army. How does hunger work? I'll answer it if he asks. Consumable characters? Kinda. I mean, they're a means to an end, right? So they're not you. You are the you are the heir to the estate. You're your ancestors' heir, and you're trying to set things right. And these are the people that you are hiring to do so. That's all. That's all they are. How does speed work? Tell us how speed works in the glossary. If you want to know, Chitin, you can check that out. How do import fees work? So we're killing these two first because they mark, and these two both deal additional damage to marked targets. So you don't want anyone to get marked. Hunger tiles. Why no longer? Consumable characters, now with chicken flavor. So, I mean, really, if you have a character that's full of disease, a lot of negative quirks, they're afflicted, and they're like level 1, and instead of spending thousands of gold and weeks to heal that character, just dismiss them. Send them packing. You get new characters every week. D8 roll, basically, yes. Exactly, every round. Yep. Chitin's just being a troublemaker, though. Troublemaker Chitin. Flirt as humans, bring back their originality. Hey, Snowblind, how's it going? Sorry, Snowblind, I still haven't caught up on my to-do list. I mean, I did listen to it, and I do like it, but I want to reply to you. I know you tell me, take your time, but just let you know. I'll have to watch YouTube. May the goddess of spring and life be with you. Scrub, enjoy your YouTube. See you back soon, I hope. This one's gonna bleed out. We'll just go ahead and take this one with us. Get there eventually. What's AoE heal? No one's marked, so we might as well get some stress healing in. We don't have a super ton of stress, and we are going to feast when we camp. We should get rid of some too, but like I always say, any chance you have it, you can get rid of stress for free. You just do it. Even if it's only 3 stress on a couple people or something.
Unforgiving.
Just do it. So the reason I didn't kill with her is because if our Vestal kills or crits, she has a better chance of getting stress relief, or she does have a chance for stress relief, and she had more stress.
Life is taken.
We can actually already see that we don't have another fight before the boss, so I can just camp here. Go into the warrens. Befriend the vomit pigs. Do not mercilessly murder their faces, Adam style.
Huddled together. Furtive.
I don't know if that's good advice, Pineapple.
Rats in a
Pigs
maze.
might say otherwise, though. So we have no diseases. We're gonna buff her damage and crit. And I'm gonna do scouting, and hopefully we can find a secret room again. Now the downside to doing this is that we might actually have a nighttime ambush. There's gonna be a... You know what, let's give her disease resist. Might as well. Oh, never mind. It's not the move I was thinking of. Whoops. Wrong move. It's okay though. We still get the disease resist on someone.
The match is
If we had gotten a nighttime ambush,
Star is born.
we might had picked up a disease and then had no way to cure it because we already camped. But it's all good. Turned out okay. It's a lot of souls. 831,000. Wonder how much time that is in the channel. Happy Friday. Hope everyone... Yeah, it's crazy it's Friday. It doesn't feel like it to me at all. Most of them are yours. Hey, Matt and Diesel. How you doing, Matt?
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
We actually don't need a shovel, but... Unless there's a grave over there or something. Eh, it's alright. So much for being off work. 9. Home by 9:30. How you doing, Pilot Wash? Aside from dead.
A handsome reward.
She auto-interacted that. That's alright, though. It was just loot. Just loot. She didn't steal it or anything. Sack is empty.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly
Who is this awesome person? Why, it's a baby panda. 4 months. I'm no math magician, but I believe that's a third of a year. Baby panda, thank you for the resub. Appreciate it. Thank you for the continued support. Love the sandwiches to that baby panda. Baby panda. 4 years. 4 score and 4 resubs ago. I have a disease in Dark Souls in your life. But you could choose. Which would you choose? I don't know, man. Crimson Curse. There's the real answer. Yeah, Crimson Curse. Aside from the Crimson Curse, though, like a just disease, I don't know if I had to pick one. Nymphomania. That's not a disease. That's a negative quirk. The tapeworm. I don't know. I already have the worries, I think.
Technology. An engine
Take
of
rabies since you're already vaccinated. The egg. Alright. So if anyone has seen this boss fight, Grey Rot. In this situation, negates all vaccines. That's what I was thinking too. Sky Taint. I would take Sky Taint. What is Sky Taint in real life? Like, is that a tattoo of a sunset between your... Never mind. Hey, let's do this boss fight. So we need to kill the Brigand Match man every round, or else he's gonna light the fuse of the cannon. Cannon's gonna do big damage. So we're just gonna let this guy dodge our attacks, and then he's gonna kill us.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly
Lord of Loser. Hey, Lord of Loser, thank you for the resub as well. Thank you for continuing to use the Twitch Prime here.
Our community.
Twitch
rules.
Prime counts the same as a tier 1. Financially supports me in the stream. Thank you, Lord Loser. And Jem, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, Jem. Since we already stunned this one and it can't light it, I'm just gonna hit something else. Sky Taint equals doing it heads dead naked. Oh, so just part of my normal daily routine already. cause that? Rabies are 100% deadly, yeah. Is there only like one case of someone surviving or something? Taint to the sky. Taint to the sky.
Our community grows.
Ugh. Full Cane, thank you for the follow as well. I did Full Cane. So now that they are dead, we're just gonna put damage to the cannon. Everyone that has survived has been brain dead, yeah. So I have rabies after showing symptoms and survived as a stretch, yeah. Right. It's crazy. That's why we talked about that before in the stream. It's like, it's kind of crazy that one of the deadliest diseases, most fatal diseases, I guess you would say, in Darkest Dungeon can be used as a buff. But this game, you spend so much time being so careful towards the ending. Creaming the final dungeon, really? So in the 4th Darkest Dungeon, what gets you, Full King? Can we stun it? And through some crazy methods, cooling him down, ice water, cure him. Play arena now, stone spend. Good bunny. Just can't keep your party alive. Weird. Because, I mean, maybe it's because I've done it so many times, but the 4th Darkest Dungeon is actually, in my opinion, like if you get through the 2nd Darkest Dungeon out of the 4 final ones, it's generally, it generally means that you've won. Like the 3rd and 4th one aren't too bad if you know the dungeons at least. So, but again, that's coming from someone that's beat it like 17 times or something. Never months ago, long story. Shut up, because you got mad at wizards. Alright. Try to got the. Okay, match lighter is dead. Fuse lighter is dead, so now we can put more damage to the cannon. 69, baby panda. Cannon can't be bled or blighted or stunned or anything. Yeah, I see. I gathered that after I read it, but I didn't know because I didn't see an anyone else at the start. So ignore the other two. You can, yeah. That's what I'm doing because we have enough heals to kind of out heal them. It's a little bit of risk, but. I made chicken burgers with onions and garlic mashed potatoes, steamed carrots. Sounds good, Rakes. I made homemade soft tacos today. 4 to 5 more runs. I guess it depends on the runs. Position 104 could be 52 more runs, depending on how the beginning goes. We had a breadstick. That's it. Wolfman instead of the weak ones. That would be much more difficult. Yeah, that would actually make sense too. Okay, they're dead. That would have made sense. Because then it would force you to have to deal with them. Brownie too. Gonna be some of the ground beef. Thinking sloppy joes. I was actually gonna make homemade burgers or sloppy joes tomorrow. Depends on if it rains. If it doesn't rain, I'll grill burgers, and if it rains, I'll make sloppy joes. Ground beef, salsa, and crumbled cookies. In the cannon, jam it, problem solve. How do you solve problems? You get hit by a flying axe shrapnel? Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
A decisive pummeling.
I wonder how many times I've beaten this cannon. Coffee grounds, ugh. Lasagna or another type of pasta.
Metal and splintered wood.
That was the cannon. Hey, look, no stress.
The headstones. This expedition at least promises
All right.
success.
Let's go get some more loot. Let's go get more loot. How many provisions do we have left? 4? Dude. GG. It's cannon. Nice, I did not mean it that way. Started making your own pasta. You can't eat the dried stuff at all anymore. It's just so bland. No, I can understand that for sure. I mean, I haven't even had homemade pasta like that, but I can understand that. Get your mind out of the gutter. Stresscaster, we surprise him. We'll take him out first. Flare Hellion kills it. Alright, are you doing this well at 0 lights? Well, I mean, it hasn't all been sunshine and roses. Trust me. That's why we're on attempt number 20. And then also, we've almost lost this attempt several times. But, I don't know. You just try to min-max as much as you can. Do your best and wait for RNG to try to screw you over. Gotta remind us your default states. That's the road, you let incompetent people at work. Don't know where they find. Why they keep forcing them on you. Sounds like about every job, unfortunately. At least at this job, if that happens, we can just ban them. Just ban them from your work, R-squared. It's simple. Time them out. Put a chair in a corner for them.
Prodigious
Give
size
someone.
alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Give the sword. If only. If only you could time them out or ban them.
Trifling victory.
You could do like Count Me Out said. Take a mod sword in. When they start acting like idiots pointed at them. You won't have to deal with them much longer, that's for sure. Yeah, so full cane, I mean, certain fights though. The thing is, I know all the fights in the game, and I know what is good at countering those fights. This is a Princess Dungeons. I mean, this is a good team against the cannon, so it's just, like I said, going through the motions, so to say, doing the best you can, and hoping that you can overcome the bad RNG when it happens. Exclamation run is the clip of how I don't usually act that way, by the way. I wasn't even like super ragey. I just got up and went and hugged my wife and my daughter and came back. It's not as bad as it looks. Hey look, it's Fluffkins. Hey Fluffkins. That is you. It's Mr. Fluffkins. So we're gonna get stress cast here. Hopefully that's the only one we get. Might not be though. Unfortunate. Someone already. Oh, it's not. It's not on the run command anymore. Oh, I know why it's not on there. It's because we updated the run command from Sekiro, and the old run command got deleted. I think. My bad. Need to edit that back onto that command, I suppose. Free lasagna, the store-bought noodles. I won't say no. Go out and buy them yourself. Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. Let's squeeze some stress healing in here. Might as well. She's gonna bleed for 2 points of damage before they get an action in. So we're not guaranteed to put them to where they're gonna die. And I don't want to waste an action on our Vestal, so. Best stress healer in the game. If you're looking at just stress healing in a nutshell, like, or in a vacuum, it's the Jester, right? So the Jester has a targeted stress heal. So when you use, it's 100% to hit too. So when you use the Jester stress heal, you know it's going to stress heal that person unless they're afflicted and they deny any actions toward them or whatnot. But the Jester's stress heal itself is the best overall. Now, the Houndmaster stress heal is good in an AoE stress situation, but it can miss. It doesn't have a 100% chance to hit. It also stress heals for less than the Jester. And with how the AI works in this game, the AI stress casters are programmed to have a much, much higher chance of putting stress on someone that's already stressed. So usually your stress isn't really spread out very much. So because of all those reasons, the Jester is the best at stress healing, but the Jester is also much more prone to die. It has one of the lowest health in the game. It's also a fast character, which speed is good in the game, but if your character is so fast that it still goes before your healer, even when it's on death's door with, you know, a bleed or a blight, and low health in general, they're probably going to die often-ish. Hey, Pwned, welcome in. Mike here, supporting your stream. One lurk at a time. Thank you, Pwned. Every lurk helps. The Flesh? No, it was the Champion Shambler. The end of Run 4? Run 4 was Champion... Well, it wasn't the Shambler. It was a Clapper. It was a Tentacle after the Shambler was dead. Crit our Vestal. Yeah, first Deathblow check of the run. To Champion Shambler. During the Champion Shambler fight, I should say.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
I mean, we have two more provisions. We should probably just go to try to spawn up battle. Watch for a bit. Probably lay down soon. Sounds good. There's the hunger proc, so that does it for us. Thank you, Pilot Wash and Phoenix. Thank you guys. I will need to add that to the command, I suppose. All right, let's just go home. I don't have food to do this. Beat you to it by a half second. It's like 19,000 gold. Martyr Seal will sell. I don't know. I might keep the Martyr Seal just for the health on like our Jesters actually. Natural Eye is a great pickup. Irrepressible is okay. Tetanus kind of sucks. Minus crit doesn't affect healing though, so it's not as bad as it could have been.
A fresh irritant.
On yours it shows first. You guys must have did it at the exact same time.
To me.
It's alright though. It's all good. Thank you both. We 27. Alright.
Our community grows.
Great lines like Ezekiel. Ezekiel, thank you for the follow. Alright. Quickest pace in the West. Where? Why? Why no Hell's Hairpin? What have they done with it? Don't know which ones you can sell safely. So generally common or very common ones that have the white or the rust around them that give you minus speed, those ones specifically you can probably do away with. None of those are really all that great aside from maybe the scouting one that gives minus speed. So I mean you can do that as a start. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to tell because I use some that aren't optimal until I get replacements, so to say. Any tips on getting better at the game? There's a ton. There's like hundreds and hundreds of small tips that will allow you to do like challenges like this. So it's easier if you ask something more specific. But I mean, one of the main things in Ezekiel is learning all the curios and what interacts with them and what they do. Another thing is making sure you're taking advantage towards the end of every single battle to stress heal if you can. Do with undulation. True. So I want to go ahead and just kill the Sun crew. I mean, it's either that or do this. You get Caregivers Convention for it. I hate Gather Quest though. Fan of the Cultist. The Cultist is good. In this challenge I am min-maxing, so I don't use the Cultist much after the early game. In the beginning, the Cultist averages a higher heal than the Vestal. The fact that they can do a 0 heal plus bleed makes them too much of a risk to use very long in this challenge. Also, I think too many people don't use the Cultist in their front positions. The Occultist is actually really good in position 2, 1 and 2. They have one of the best stuns in the game. Ever not going to be his pig? Probably. Probably not. We'll see what happens at a million souls, though. How do I feel about corn? I like corn. Peas? Not really. I mean, if they're in other things, like if they're in fried rice or in like shepherd's pie, but on their own, not really. I mean, I guess we could just go ahead and kill the Sodden crew. Best level 4 Dark Station 1 specifically. Not on this challenge, no. The only thing that really shuffles you in there is the final boss anyway, and the final boss isn't really a big deal. Shuffling Horror is not too bad. I mean, it's fine to use an occultist there, but I generally don't. The thing about level 6 occult or level 6 team in general is that the occultist can't even bleed most of level 6s, only like 2 of the classes. So it's not a huge risk. I usually like taking a Highwayman to this. So let's take I can take double Highwayman. The only problem with double Highwayman is we don't have a stall mechanic with them. So we're just going to be like ripping through the mobs. Am I going to use a Highwayman in Farmstead or in the Croc fight? I don't think so. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually going to need to get more Vestals. Like soon. Soon. Alright, let's go kill another boss. Corn and cornbread. Shepherd's pie or cottage pie? Ha ha ha. You already know the answer to this. Alright, let's get our upgrades. I might use Finale on the boss, actually. Again. We shall see. Play the Flagellant. Is there a good tactic? Do you let him stress out? No, I don't let him stress out. The Flagellant used to be overpowered. They nerfed him in 3 or 4 different ways when Color Madness came out. He's still a good character, but I mainly just use him for frontline bleed, and I don't... I mean, you can use him with the right trinkets as a healer, but I prefer using him as a frontline bleeder. Neobium, thank you for the resub. Love to see images to Neobium. 3 months in a row. Neobium, thank you for continuing to support the stream with your Twitch Prime. There are 6 trillion live streams at this very second on Twitch that you could have used your Prime on, but used it here. Neobium, yeah, I know. It lets you share it again. How do you get so much money? It's a combination of things. So 1, 0 light gives you an extra loot roll on everything. So, or a 70% chance for an extra loot roll. 2, I got the bank at week 10, which gives me 5% interest on all my golds. Week 10's the earliest you can get it. And 3, I try to heal as much as I can in the dungeon instead of spending it back at home. I also sell all of my trinkets that I'm never going to use right away so that I get the income from the bank. So it's a combination of things. Taking a lot of scouting so we can get a lot of secret rooms. Just a big combination of things. Now, in Blood Moon, costs are doubled. So in Blood Moon, we're going to need about 1.5 million gold or so over the life of the playthrough. So I absolutely need a ton of golds. It looks like a lot now, but as soon as I start Veteran, we're going to deplete it almost instantly. And we'll be starting Veteran probably tonight or tomorrow. Tetanus, see if there's any negative quirk I want to get rid of. Man, obsessive killing is really annoying. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. For money run, or is that too risky? I mean, you can do it. It is. I wouldn't do it in this run. I don't use the Antiquarian in this run at all. How'd they nerf the Flagellant? So they nerfed it in several ways. 1, the Flagellant's Punish can no longer hit position 3. 2, Exsanguinate and Redeem now have to be at 40% instead of at 50%. 3, Exsanguinate can only be used 3 times per battle. 4, Redeem can only be used twice per battle. And 5, Lash's Solace now costs 3 respite instead of 2. Try to show up in your Rimworld. Calling in 2 of them. Got into it. I'm gonna beat the other to death. Free bolt action. I've been thinking about playing Rimworld again.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It is a Christmas miracle. I think we're actually good to go. There's a camping skill that gives you plus 50 stress because the Flagellant is... He's a unique character in a lot of ways. If he gets to 100 stress, he always afflicts, but it's Rapturous. And Rapturous is an affliction. It has negatives. It makes him act afflicted. If he gets to 200 stress, he will still have a heart attack. But it also gives him a damage boost among a couple other positives. So there is a way to play the Flagellant where you get him afflicted for the extra damage and stats, and then you try to keep him afflicted without him getting to 200 stress. Not be able to sleep just watch you. Hey, Iceman, I've played it on stream quite a bit before, but thank you, Iceman. The Redeem Exsanguinate, it is, yeah. That's been a few months now. Double stress healing trinkets, Dark Bracer on both of our Highwaymen. So our Jester. Feel about a challenge where you only have one of each class in your roster at any time. I've thought about that, Hyrule. I wouldn't mind doing that one, I suppose. I'd have to combine it with something else, though. So again, our Jester's a little bit prone to die. So we can give him additional health with the Martyr Seal. And there's no downside to using the Martyr Seal. So I'll probably do that. I might even give him Barrison's Head. So on our front Highwayman, I'm going to lower his speed a little bit, so hopefully he goes second instead of first. And in doing so, we can also give him the legendary Bracer. So 20% extra damage. That's good. Do you want to go damage heavy? I don't know. Man, we're missing some really good trinkets. I'll just do Book of Sanity. Adapted from these kind of double hero comps, double crusaders strategies. I mean, a lot of it is just depending on where I'm going and what I know is good against what we're facing, obviously, I guess. But like the double Highwayman is very good in general. There's a big problem with it, though. You can't really recover.
The community grows.
So, like, a lot of the teams that I use are built to where when we get towards the end of a battle, we can stun them for several rounds while we stress heal back up. The Highwaymen don't have that option, but they're very good in fights where point blank shot or riposte shine. So against the Hag, against the crew. Senko, thank you for the follow. You wrote a book. What's up, Lost? What do you mean? Leave where you become a toxic league streamer? I don't know. Full stack of herbs. Is that what you want me to become, Rix? So we got food, shovels, curio interaction. Don't want to take anything else right now with this team. I don't think so. Watch enough of those already. Alright, so we got upgrades, trinkets, skills, camping. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Upgrades, trinkets, skills, camp. Oh, Book of Sanity. Ha ha ha. Sorry. I was talking so fast I missed it. I thought you had put like a really long message that I missed. You're like, excuse me, Adam, I wrote you a book. Please scroll back up and read. Book of Sanity. Yeah, you wrote a Book of Sanity. And then you lost it, apparently. But now I have it. I think we're good to go. Minus you and one other person.
Eyes had become a nuisance
Pretty awesome,
along
Riggs.
the old road. and so I undertook to receive
4 leper. Oh god, I'll never use 4 lepers again.
marine shipments.
Pretty far along this playthrough. Yeah, well,
Jetty,
like week 27, Dan. How you doing, Dan?
stone stair off the back of the manor, and a discreet
Did your
system of pulleys.
girlfriend get? Well, I mean,
Even the
she got
heaviest
fully moved in
boxes up the rock face
last time we
from a
talked.
securely tied dinghy below.
Are things finally completely unpacked? I guess is my real question. Count me in with the league streamers.
chained and drowning for eternity.
So the boss spawns in the furthest room from your starting location, so it's going to be in the bottom left. Thank you, Big Time Zombie. We need it. This team is actually incredibly good for a Shambler, but I'm not going to fight a Shambler right now anyway. This, like, before a boss. If we were to find a Shambler altar over here somewhere and get a torch and be in good shape after the boss, I would fight one with it. I mean, we might just summon one anyway. Yeah, Full Metal. I've already played the game with 4 of a kind of every class, including 4 flagellants. We used a mod to do it. So, I've played with 4 lepers and 4 vestals and 4 everything. Working a ton, haven't had much time. Just watched Game of Thrones. Started like 2 weeks ago, we're halfway through season 3. Gotcha. Shambler hard boss. It really depends. So the thing about the Shambler is in Zero Light, you cannot plan for a Shambler really. In Zero Light, they can just spawn as hall battles. And you don't know they're going to spawn. Now, as you saw this altar, you can use a torch there to summon a Shambler. And so if you have a good team, you have good trinkets, you're in good shape, you summon a Shambler. I mean, things can still go wrong, so it's definitely a more RNG fight than some. But it's very, very team dependent, whether it goes well or not, usually. So I guess it depends, really, Jim. I would say it can be a hard boss, yeah. Get to address the courtyard. We're probably next stream. So I usually wait till mid to late 20s, and we're at that point. So the Madman can drop 1 of 3 very rare trinkets. He has a 4% chance.
A dizzying blow.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'd use Crescendo or Overture, but I don't think we'd use Arya's box anymore at this time. Yeah, so pretty soon with the court. Okay, Stresscaster's dead.
Maintain the offensive.
So for the rest of this battle, our Jester will just stress heal. Now the Bat Grouper can only attack one of our back 2 because he's in position 4. Spearfishing doesn't hit super hard. I mean, we already got crit by it, as you saw. It's not a huge deal. So the percentage of this for Shamblers Gym in Zero Light, if you're curious at all, in Zero Light, every hall battle in Apprentice Dungeon has a 1% chance to spawn a Shambler. It's determined when you enter that tile. Veterans 8% and Champions at 12%. So we will absolutely end up fighting Shamblers during this playthrough. We almost beat this challenge already, and a Shambler ended the playthrough.
Give them no quarter.
How does hunger work? You get hungry, you eat. If you don't have food, it hurts. So, kind of cutting edge information you wanted to know, count me out. Oh, I meant to ask you, by the way. I saw the last, like a couple times this week, hey, we have that torch, where you were streaming, like right before my daughter was getting ready for school, the World War Z games. You're still liking it a lot? Like, now that you've played it more, how are you liking it compared to... sorry, Left 4 Dead. That's you. No, not Days Gone, the other one. World War Z. Sherburn won't answer simple questions. This has a 60% chance at a positive. I guess I'm gonna try it. Left 4 Dead 2, yeah. Level 200, is there a cap? You can accidentally murder one of your troops? Kind of just to turn off the game and call it quits for the day, Kim? Negative. I don't know if there's a cap. We got a negative out of it. It was worth the attempt, though. It wasn't a bad one. Oh, I did chitin. Yeah, when I was off.
The sparkling eye
When I was offline. Junia's head?
and made
It's kind of crazy that we're running into all these. I just talked about it yesterday, how we weren't running into many of these, and then here they are. This is not a great team for him, actually. Any more beaten to oblivion? Well, obviously, some people are still enjoying it, so. Still level 287. No, there's a lot of zombie stuff, but people are still enjoying it, so doesn't bother me. Door of Pain time. Team ones are great. Yeah, I saw that, Chitin. We had an offline resub, and Phoenix doing the quotes, and then you posted emotes. Saw that too.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Okay, we're super buff right now.
Masterfully executed.
I guess I'll try stun him again. Flip of a coin. Got it. And he guarded the Highwayman. Highwayman can definitely crit us. Can't crit anyone to Death's Door this round though, so we're alright.
Well
We
struck.
crit him at riposte for the offline. Yeah, I saw that too, Chitin. Yeah, thank you. They usually resub when I'm offline, so I'm not gonna say who it is in case they don't. Usually when people do that, they don't want like the fanfare type stuff. So anyway, appreciate it. Every morning, early afternoon, your quotes. Yeah, I appreciate that too, Phoenix. I mean, I know I'm saying like, appreciate this, appreciate that, but it's true. Thank you, Phoenix.
Blow.
Gave it anyway. Yeah. Hey, collector number 2 dead. Are we finally gonna get Junia's head? Please. Please. It doesn't exist.
Trifling victory.
Doesn't exist. Alright.
But a victory.
2 collectors
nonetheless.
down. It's true, I do appreciate you guys. See what's on the fish.
Glittering gold.
Glittering gold.
Trinkets and baubles.
There were no trinkets.
Paid
Maybe a
for
bauble.
in blood.
Maybe 1 to 2 baubles. Alright, 2 stress casters. Heads, what are those? What's really weird is every now and then some messages in chat are duplicated. Does that happen to anyone else? I know someone else was mentioning chat was being weird for some streamers. They're body parts, yeah. He follows the lead Julia's head from them. God. I don't think my wife knows how to do that or would do that. Or would know what to delete. But it's beginning to feel that way. Not happened to you. Yeah, like every now and then it'll show just the same message twice. Like heads, what are those? I can show you guys. Do you see at the top up there? Heads, what are those? How it says it twice. Just randomly it does that, I don't know. You got healed. It's not allowed.
Destroyed.
But we don't get messages, sometimes answer questions or such, and I'm like, yeah. Maybe this is pre-recorded. Who's he talking to?
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Hopefully we'll be able to stun the stress caster here. Kind of glad that missed in a way. So we get an extra round. Because it could have killed him. I don't know. Probably in like 16 actually. Head was unusable after death. Talking to the voices in my head again. It's like some of my weird phone things. Double death for those cold fish sandwiches. That's right. No vomit pigs here to harass either. So you're okay with us slaughtering all these fish. Oh yeah, the fish can die. Deep fry them, please. Get him out of here.
Destroy them all.
I do need the portrait. We got a long way until the boss still. Good critical scout. No secret room discovered though. 50% chance of there being a secret room in this dungeon, but we have to critical scout over the hallway to get it. If it's here. If it's here. I'm just waiting for the Shambler now. Like, we had 2 collectors tonight. No Shamblers in the whole plate. Well, in all of attempt 20 so far. Brave vomit pigs venture forth to the mountain. Take back their rightful home from small. I can see them in like parkas. Maybe like some really big thick wool coats. On really good terms with, haven't been able to see live in a while. Been watching his streams on demand. Just question in the chat, get really belligerent, doesn't answer the video. We have people that watch the VODs here and say things in them. But I haven't really had anyone ask questions. Now, I used to play reruns on... Hey Mixie, how's it going? I used to play reruns on Sundays. And anytime I would play a Darkest Dungeon rerun, it was kind of crazy. We had Darkest Dungeon reruns that would get over 100 plus people. And there would be tons of people coming in on Sunday like asking questions about Darkest Dungeon. Even though, like, not only was the title of the stream rerun, not live, like literally the first words, rerun, not live, but the chat, like every 2 minutes would post, this is a rerun, it's not live. And I would still have people, like, all the time ask questions and be like, why isn't he answering? And then Chitin, or Count Me Out or someone, would say, this is a rerun, it's not here right now. They'd be like, oh, I had no way of knowing. Bounce out by the good RG. So lack of Shamblers. I'll take that, Pilot Wash. Vomit pigs dying are really slow and painful death. Yes, I'm on board with that one. Yeah, there's the rerun stuff.
This expedition at least promises success.
Remind people later in another rerun. So yeah, we used to do the rerun every Sunday, and some people like Insatiable, for those of you that know what I'm talking about, would come in and he would try to figure out which stream I was going to do the rerun from. And so he would like do a bit donation with a message about the rerun or the past or the future. One time Kaz came in for a rerun, and during the rerun she came in right at we're on the rerun. I had also greeted her when it was live. It's pretty good stuff. Hey, Ronald Buckman. How you doing, Ronald? The pig shall arise again, and this time they're bringing trinkets and torches and vomits. Insatiate. Yeah, insatiate blood. And yeah. Insatiable D or insatiate blood. You know it. So this gives disease. This gives stress. We have no way to get rid of disease, so I'm actually gonna try to kill this first. Stun if we can. The insatiable donger, yes. That's the one. They're bringing Twinkies. Bringing Twinkies. Torches and vomits. 2 to 4. We have to roll top end and get him. I'm just going to use a riposte. Hopefully we kill it through a riposte. That way we don't get a disease. No. No disease though, which is good.
Back
Crit.
to the pit.
They prefer ho-hos.
Our community grows.
Shaw, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you for being here. A vigorous Diobium. Let's get rid of this guard here with a stun.
Power. Impressive.
Expand another Sekiro stream. Sekiro Saturdays should be a thing. I want to play through Sekiro again. Here's kind of what I'm waiting on. Two things, Tet. One, I'm waiting to kind of make that, or to finish making that poll to see what other people's opinion on it would be. Two, I kind of want to get the stream machine set up first, because as much as I loved playing Sekiro, even though my computer is really good, during very motion heavy parts of the stream, the game didn't lag on my end, but the stream lagged. So a lot of the VODs are kind of, during like some of the really key fights, are kind of choppy. So I'd kind of like to get the stream machine set up. Yeah, the poll's not up yet, Zombie. I gotta get that up. I meant to do that Monday, now it's already Friday, jeez. But anyway, I'd like to get that set up. I'm trying to actually have to pay bills tonight, and I'm going to see if I can swing getting the stream machine this month. But yeah, Tet. Also, I'm kind of curious if I should do a fresh playthrough, if I should just play through New Game Plus. I don't know which one would be better. Streaming for our pleasure. Probably your computers need more RGB. I already have a keyboard, mouse, and a mouse pad that are RGB. What more do I need? Don't worry. I'll be story games. You're on it.
As victories mount.
Pleasure. How you doing, Fiddles? I know you've been here, but don't think I asked you earlier. RGB mousepad? Yeah, my law mama, as I started calling her, my mother-in-law bought it for me. Man, it's been a while now. She bought it for me as a gift for a birthday or Christmas or something like that. 7 times now, Phantasmacore. It's a really good game. 12% performance boost in gaming. Mine are all set to red at the moment too. Ishin, yeah. Spoilers. I mean, I know it, but there's a lot of people that still want to play through. So, be a little careful. I mean, I know you didn't say anything specific, but letting you know ahead of time. This goes really good. Yeah, I loved it. Play it on stream 100% blindly, absolutely blindly, knew nothing getting started, did not look up anything or allow any advice or anything through the whole thing, and just got good. It's fun. That's what makes it go fast. Yeah. It's fine. What RGB RAM? No. None of that. Don't have any RGB in my computer. Just blue. Like a Bronze 5 team called Adam Gets Everything's. Yours is RGB, so that's nice. Torchy case, we can fight the Shambler. Well, I don't want to throw like something down that I know that we can use on the chance that we run into another altar or something. First time could not comment because of the 2-week follow rule. Well, Fiddles, I wondered. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We had to do that. Like, I never do that for games, really, but we had to do it on Sekiro because literally during the first hour of playing, like, on the day the game was released, in the first hour of playing, there were people coming in the channel and spoiling things and trying to tell me how to play it, and I was like, oh my god, here we are. So, but Fiddles, I'm glad you kept coming back. Who are you address? Steam it, heard, love to. Let's go stream, financially support, something. Oh, yeah, no worries, Tat. I can say it again. So, what I was saying, Tat, is I would really like to play it. I'm waiting on a couple things. One, I would like to get the poll set up, see if other people are or would enjoy another playthrough, and whether that be a brand new playthrough or a New Game Plus or whatever. And I would also like to get the stream machine set up. I have to pay bills tonight. And after I pay bills, I'm going to see how much money is left from the stream and for my birthday and stuff. I'm going to see if I can swing getting the stream machine. And the reason why is because even though it wasn't laggy on my end, the stream itself, when I would get into really movement-heavy fights, like, well, several of them, there would be some tearing on the VOD side, on the stream side. And I don't want that to be the case if we were streaming it again. So I'd like to get that set up first. The stream machine thing, all told, is going to cost probably like $500. So, I don't know. I'll see. But I'd like to play it again. Yeah. I love that game. Rough and backseating and get good and stuff. Well, it's just annoying. But it's a first hour of the game. Like, the first day it was out, first hour. I mean, I've played through Dark Souls up to, like, New Game 3 or something, and Dark Souls 2 and 3, and Bloodborne, and... You know, I've played through all of those blindly. But the thing is, like, there's certain people in communities like that one, like you were talking about, that seem like they don't want to let people play through blindly. Like, we actually had someone come in and talk about, or tell me that it was stupid to play through blindly. Like, who goes into another person's stream and then complains about the game when there's like 50,000 other streams out there of the same game? If you don't like it, just leave and go to the next stream and see if it's something you would better like. But they were trying to tell us that, like, the point of streaming is to get help with a game. Like, why would you stream this game if you didn't want people to come in and help you with it? That's the whole point of streaming games. I was like, no. This month seems like there was some solid support this month. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to. So here's the thing. You guys might remember me talking a little bit about it months ago. We have some medical stuff that I have to pay off first. That's the most important thing for my wife. After that. Oh yeah, Snowblind, yeah. Snowblind, you know that's not why I'm saying it, but thank you, Snowblind. And yeah, I think we'll be able to. I just need to get the bills done, and then I'll be able to kind of figure it out. See if I can swing it. That's it. Too loud to leave? No, not you. Create content, entertain. The thing is, too, there's like so many different ways to do that. Like, there's so many different types of channel. So there's absolutely lots of channels where the person wants backseating. That's what they want. That's fine. But when you go into a stream that's literally labeled no backseating, blind, first playthrough, no spoilers, and then you come in and you backseat like hardcore, and then you're told, hey, can you cut it out? And then you get butthurt and start saying, no, you should run your stream like this other person that I like. Like, well, go back to that other person. Anyway. Back to game, and it failed to realize, ruin the experience. Avoid watch people play puzzle games. It's the most frustrating thing for you to watch someone struggle. I can understand that. Like I said, I understand, like, we've had different, I don't know what you want to call it. Whoops. Groups, maybe? Some of these have overlapped. Different groups with Darkest Dungeon. So when I first started playing Darkest Dungeon, I played it blindly. I played through Darkest knowing nothing. And trust me, I did very badly. And so a lot of people would come in to watch that train wreck, right? They wanted to watch me struggle and watch me do badly on it. And then now we have people come in because they want to see someone that knows the game play it. So I understand both sides of it, and there's obviously some straddle there, and, you know, members from both of those groups are still here, but I don't know. Just don't watch the movie. Any spoilers for seeing the movie? Yep. I don't get it. Don't warning or anything as long as the no backs and gaming tag is on. Oh yeah, IVAX banned them. I told them, this is like the only person I've ever really told off at the stream, and IVAX banned them. My favorite streamers stuck on a part for 2 hours a game. Didn't really understand either. I was like, oh, maybe do this. Excited, it was corrected. Did it for him, lesson learned, never again. So that's the thing. Here, and you probably see that anyway here, Poems. Like the exclamation backseat here, we have our own version of the backseating. Like if someone else is completely blind, let's play together a little bit. You know, let's do the couch co-op. I'm sitting on the couch with the controller, you're sitting there and you're giving me ideas, sort of thing. If you are also completely blind, I'm okay with that sort of stuff. Harry Potter was a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Stop for the stream. Yeah, that's completely fine. I like that. Like, that's fine. And we were sharing ideas like during Sekiro. Other people that didn't know the storyline and stuff, we were like, oh, maybe that turns out this. Or, oh, maybe that character was this other part. I'm not going to say specifics because I know some people are still blind to Sekiro. And that was fun. It was fun discussing that sort of stuff. It's that same thing like as a kid, you know, as a kid where I'm playing through Ocarina of Time. I don't have a player's guide. I don't have the internet. I'm playing through Ocarina of Time, figuring stuff out. And then I go to school the next day or something, and my friend is on the same part, and we're like, hey, you know, what do you think the best way to do this? Or did you find this at this part? You know, that sort of stuff. But they're also at the same part or also blind. It's that nostalgia. A little bit. Doing help. Yeah. Game with a buddy when you were a kid. Yeah, exactly. That's what I put on the website. So I haven't updated the website completely yet. It's not optimized, but if you want to visit the website, I explain on there a little bit about my take on blind games, and that's exactly it.
Push on to the task's end.
A Mass Effect is probably your favorite game to watch. They have to give the groupers dinglies. How else would they mate trees? See, the other side of blind stuff is like, you're only ever going to get to play a game blindly once, if you like that. Oh man, Gruntwork. Larkin was just talking about that. But like, I'm only ever going to get to play the game for the first time once. So for someone to just come in and like super spoil right off the bat, makes me not want to stream those kind of games. But choose, then your friend finishes, who does it. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, let's camp for the boss.
Gathered close.
Don't get them spoiled afterwards, you will never figure them out.
Easy companion.
Dark Souls. That's the other thing, yeah. Yeah, so, same thing, Matt. Like I said with Sekiro, don't tell me anything, but once we kill the boss, by all means, tell me more about that boss. Let me kill that boss, let me figure it out myself, even if I'm doing it wrong, even if it's the hard way, if it takes me 50 tries, let me do it. Let me fail, figure it out, and beat it. And then afterwards, you can tell me, oh, by the way, if you go to this part of the battlefield and you turn him around 3 times, you can just kill him in one hit, or whatever the case. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine to say that after the case. So I'm with you there. Like, once the game's done, that's the same thing. Like, I don't mind talking about it more. No Shambler? No. Well, I mean, that could be an altar. We're just gonna buff. Switching to Chrome. That's what I was telling Larkin. I mean, I haven't used Firefox in a long time. Let it parry for 2 hours. that was chat's fault anyway. I mean, in a roundabout way. I literally had the chat overlay on top of where it was telling me the button commands. For like 2 hours. It's like, why is this working? The timing on this must be insane. I just can't get this timing. Oh. I was just using the wrong button for 2 hours. Plus, try to 100% them using guides and stuff. Yeah, that's what I like to do too, Phantasma. I play through blindly, slowly, trying to find everything. And then afterwards, I will look it up and see what I missed. So with Sekiro, I actually got a really high percentage of the game done my first time playing it blindly, because I went slow, I backtracked. I killed every boss in the game, found all the optional bosses, aside from one, which I guess is through an alternate ending anyway. I got all of the mini-bosses, I got all but 2 prayer beads, not necklaces, but beads. So, I mean, I think I did a lot of the content for a first blind playthrough. But then after that's done, I don't mind looking up what was missed and, you know, like you said, trying to 100% New Game Plus. Free overlay issues. Yeah. No, it was my fault, absolutely, but it's just funny to worry about book spoilers. None of your friends can read.
The path is clear. We require only
Let's use an IE Edge Chrome, but there were fewer scripts written for that browser to cause issues. Open source, yeah. I can understand that. Let's get rid of the shovels. Don't need that. I'll talk about here, because, you know, they've been on the poll a few times. The other thing that happens... Is this where free guy... Idea where to go? Yeah, like, so Kim, I don't mind, like, if that's... It doesn't matter to me how people want to play. So, I mean, I like playing as blindly as possible, right? But if anyone likes to look up guides beforehand, like know everything going into it, follow a step-by-step walkthrough as you play, it doesn't matter to me. I just prefer to play things first time as blindly as possible. Because it's like that nostalgia thing. It's like playing as when I was a kid with nothing, no internet, no guides, and you know, I'll only ever get the first playthrough once. Alright, so I do want to change out Finale here for Battle, or for Inspiring Tune. And that's pretty much it. However, the first two phases, so when you're fighting it. That fight wasn't too bad anyway, but yeah, someone told me that after the fact, which is fine. Tet, no friends.
Even in death, the captain
Guides to it, gotcha.
And the crew obeys.
Not sure how you're going to be able to watch it when Dark Stage 2 comes out. I was wondering a little bit about that too. So the other thing about the blind and spoiler thing is when I'm streaming, it seems like a lot of people come in and don't realize this either, which, I mean, I guess I can understand a little bit. But when I'm streaming, I'm talking about what I'm doing, I'm thinking out loud, right? So, like, I'm asking these rhetorical questions. And like I'll be like, I wonder what this does, and someone in chat, someone that just came in will be like, they'll answer it specifically. So I'll be like, I wonder if this is what happened to the sculptor, and I'll put my idea out there and I'll start talking about it, and then people are like, no, this is exactly what happened. It's like, oh crap. I didn't want to know that.
Hey everybody, my name's Cletus.
Hey noob.
Some cornbread.
How you doing, noob? Welcome in. Cletus was summoned. How you doing, noob? How have things been? The bounty tonight is a game called Vindictus, which is like an action AR. It's like an ARPG, 3D ARPG from what I understand.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Hey hipster, welcome in. How you doing, hipster? I've never tried it, so I'm gonna try it out. Not Vindictus. What's wrong with it? Like I've never seen it or played it, so I don't know. I'm enjoying you figuring that out though. Yeah, I figured it was either him or it was our future self, or it was Owl since he was a shinobi as well. So I mean those were the three options, right? So, but I mean that was just a minor example. Old age, spoiling would be insta-ban. Streaming. Yeah. It's tough. Been MIA for a while, I know. To support you with my prime sub love. Thank you, noob. Appreciate it, noob, as always. You know. So for anyone that doesn't know this fight, basically, eventually the anchor will lock someone into position 1. While they're locked in there, every single, not round, but every single turn heals the crew. The crew also gets a protection buff and resistance buff during it. And this person can't move from position 1. They also continue to take stress over and over. The reason I like taking the highwayman here is because they can point blank shot this.
You will join us or die, Master.
And stay in position 1, and it just one-shots it. Snowblind, thank you for the gift sub to Ryan Mack. Ryan Mack, welcome to the sub club. Thank you, Snowblind. Appreciate the support as always. Oh, no worries, Pwned. Pwned, I have to deal with, like, proper grammar and crap in my daily, like, my real job, my daily work. So when it comes to the stream, as long as or anything outside of work, as long as I can understand what you mean, I'm okay with it. No grammar Nazing here. Very liberal exposure of skin mechanics where your character's armor breaks and slowly gets stripped. Really? Is this an Adam versus Hentai game?
You will join us or die.
Hey Puzzle, how's it going? Welcome back, Puzzle. Snowblind, another one. Snowblind, thank you for another gift sub to Ezekiel. Goal! we've hit sub goal. So if you're new to the channel or don't know what that means after this dungeon, we are going to do a giveaway. We'll be giving away a Steam key after this.
You will join us or die, Master.
Finally.
Matt Diesel getting in on the sub gift trade. Matt, thank you for the gift sub too. To Full Cane. Which, I know now that you know who is. Anyway, thank you again, Matt. Friday night, have to have at least one giveaway. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Do I want to go try to get more loot?
Boom, headshot.
Tet, they were the 36 bits and using the bleed purple for the bonus. Thank you, Tet. 36 degree no scope giveaway hype. Characters are due if you're into that kind of thing. Never get fully nude, but this game has outfits that are definitely not for kids. Played the game and found Arisha to be extremely fun, but difficult. I have no idea. I'm gonna try it out. Learn a lot about Darkest Dungeon. Well, Sly Cooper, glad you were learning. If you have any questions, let me know. Subs all at once. Your messages were timed out. Oh, I gotcha. I see. What is the buff the Jester is giving out? So Ezekiel, the buff the Jester gives is an AoE buff that increases speed, accuracy, and crits to the whole party. What, Chitin? What question? I don't know. I think I'm gonna actually go push this a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of dangerous though because of the Jester. No, I'm not gonna risk it. I know I just threw down money though. No, screw it. Not risking the run. Oh well. We lost 1,500 gold, so to say. So we'll sell this too. So we got about 25,000 gold from the dungeon. We killed another boss. Lurker is a great pickup. 10% extra damage in low lights. Fear of Beast, not of the Beast, kind of sucks. Last Gasp is okay. Robust is okay. Tippler doesn't matter. Overall, pretty good dungeon. Give you it's gonna be fun, well-made game. It's like very fast, deadly combat. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm playing it blindly. I'm just gonna play it for an hour. If I enjoy it, you know, maybe I'll play it some more. But I'm gonna try it out for the hour at least and see what we think about it. I'd never really heard of it. I saw that it was made by Nexon, which the same people that made the Maple Story series. That's all I know. Lurker, for real now. Yes. Family friendly stream. Everything here is family friendly. You're interested to see it? Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see. All right. Not too much then. Just going through this long cove. Slowly but surely. Pre-sight enters into a bodybuilding competition. Finds he has seriously misunderstood the objective. I read that somewhere, Ludar. It's a good one. He knows what's good for him. Oh, I forgot to mention. It's too late now, though. We have other people that are British, though. They're regulars to the stream. So after the stream last night, when I was working, I was going through random new stuff added on Netflix on the side monitor while my wife hung out in here. And we listened to an episode of the Great British Baking Show or whatever. And, like every 2 minutes, my wife was like, wait, what did they say? I can't understand them. We actually don't need all this food. We can get by on just one stack of food. Bake Off. You love that show? It's so crazy. Ooh. What a crazy show. Hundreds and hundreds of accents. Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of them represented on that show. Well, I mean, obviously not a huge portion, but so delightful. That one guy with all this crazy, like, the one guy looks like not being in a mean way, but he looks sort of like if you combine the Partridge Family and like the Addams Family. The guy, you know who I'm talking about? Those of you that watch the show, like, that's him. That's him. Was that his name? The host guy? Yeah, the one that wears all the crazy shirts and whatnot. Has like a black bowl cut almost. Bandage for the bleed, yeah. Yep. That's the style. Yeah, it's just, that was one of the things when we were listening to the episodes. I was like, do you want to watch one more episode? And she was like, I don't think so. And I was like, well, I have to start the next episode to see what he's wearing. That's an app description. This is the most popular stream for Darkest Dungeon. It depends on the time frame, true pennies, but Darkest Dungeon is our primary game here. I've streamed I'm going towards 1900 hours streamed of Darkest Dungeon. And we're doing a world first challenge at the moment. I played through the game something like 16, 17 times on stream. So pennies, if you have any questions about Darkest Dungeon, even if we're talking about something else at the time, by all means, let me know. So all 4 of these can give disease. We have no way to cure disease with this team. I mean, it's late into the dungeon. If we get a disease, it's probably not the end of the world, depending on which one we get. But play Darkest Dungeon, you're a new player. This popularity wave. Well, I mean, hopefully you can watch this one to learn true pennies. Like I said, if you have any questions at all about the game, I try to explain things as I'm going, unless we're talking about something specific in chat at the time. But yes, I've streamed Darkest Dungeon a lot. I've done a ton of challenge runs, mod runs. We're working on a world first challenge right now. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to explain some things as I go. But since I've played so much, I definitely tend to like gloss over some things sometimes. I try not to, but it happens. Big stuff.
Weakened.
Alright, where were we? I don't have any bandages left. I really want to heal him before we get out of here. Speed of 2. Our Vestal should go before him. Like, there's a small chance that our Vestal doesn't if this rolls high speed and she rolls low. Hopefully she goes before. Alright. We're gonna stall this round. And she might get stunned. And she got a disease. Says about the Siren's Call. Yeah, we tested that too. Man. She didn't get stunned though.
Our community.
Nair off, thank you for the follow. We're not gonna be able to stall here, and he's gonna go down to 5 health. 1, 2. We actually can eat 4 food though. I think it's okay. If we stun here, we can stall. I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I'll thank you again.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in.
It's okay though. Stress isn't a big deal to us at the moment. He does have normal speed now. We did get an extra heal in, which is what we really wanted. Chester is the most prone to die here.
Seize this momentum.
Alright.
Push on to the task's end.
You're just fleeing hunger again? Very well might. It actually is pertinent at the moment. So, 1 immune, 2. So we can only get 2 more hunger procs. Most, so we're fine. Okay, so the first grouper is super buff. The first 2 groupers can only attack position 1 and 2. So we want to kill one of those, or stun this one, or kill him pretty soon. Ooh, how does light work? Oh, good crit heal. Such a good time on that. It's always a good time to crit heal, but let's buff our speed actually crit for next round. The goal is to go before them next round. So I'm probably going to try to bellow here too. The light, promise of safety. It's okay. Good dodge also. I'm gonna put her block up until one of these is dead. So close. Was pretty close. We'll buff one more time. Alright, now we can go into kill mode again. Called photons. They're a particle, but also a wave. Tell me they're a particle and a wave? Hey, Insatiable. How you doing, Insatiable? We mentioned you earlier. I don't remember why. All good things, I'm sure. Okay, that one's dead next rounds. Should be fine now. Oh, good. We will want to recover a little bit with this one, so we're going to stun him. Another crit heal. So a single target crit heal always has a 12% chance to crit. It's not impacted by anything at all, either positive or negative. So we've just gotten 2 lucky crit heals. Since we don't want to kill... yeah, we'll just kill it. It's fine. Happy Friday. I think it's Insatiable. Seems like a lot of people are having a rough Friday today. But hopefully our Friday is going well, Insatiable. Insatiable. As you are known in these parts. Man, count me out, just yelling all night long. Any chance he gets. Cletus! Hey, fam! Let's try to kill him. I mean, might as well. He could crit after her. End up causing more problems. So, a blue trinket. It's basically the equivalent of a stack of gold if we sell it.
Hey everybody, my name's Cletus. Anybody want some cornbread?
Hey, it's Cletus. My wife is in here laughing every time you guys do that. Thank you for summoning Cletus. What's our negative quirk situation looking like? We still haven't run into an eerie coral. I mean, if this is the equivalent of a stack of gold, I might as well throw a stack of gold down for it. And one of our keys. At the moment, it's more important that we finish upgrading stuff for veteran than it is to get golds overall, I think. Alright, so Deep Stinger can give diseases. Can give any disease in the game aside from Sky Taint or Shrieker stuff. We still want to kill the Stresscaster first, I think. Let's buff again. Going before the enemy is really important. So, we might end up being able to kill both of them next round before they get an attack in. They're super slow. They're at 2, we have buff speed. I'm going to go watch some YouTube tutorials. Well, like I said, Penny, if you have any questions at all, even basic stuff, you can let me know, but that's fine. Alright, so... yeah, so I'm going to kill the Stresscaster first. Good crit. This one is more stun resist, so it's like a flip of a coin. I think I'm just going to go after the Brawler. He resisted anyway. And we crit. Welcome back, Kim. We're not going to be able to kill it here, so I might as well stress heal anyway. Red for the old gods. Do I want to stall a little bit? I mean, I guess I might as well. Perfect. So he's gonna blight out next round. We should be able to get an extra heal, an extra stress heal in. He's no longer slowed though, so he might go before our Vestal. Oh, we're good. Good recovery.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life.
Doesn't look like we were ever at 1 health. Alright. I don't know. Like, the later into the dungeon we're getting, the less and less likely it is that we're going to get a stack of onyxes. Shambler. This team would be okay against a Shambler. Overall. It's not like my ideal team for it, but... So now that I throw down the onyx, of course, we're going to get a bunch of onyx. That's just how it goes. What do you got in there, bag? You got an onyx? What are you doing, Abernroth? Welcome in. No. Some of the one who shambles. So 2 stress casters. We have a bounty. There is a bounty, yeah. After this dungeon, we're doing the bounty, actually. Vindictus, which I've never played before. We're going to try it out for at least an hour. If it's enjoyable, maybe we'll finish out the stream with it. If it's not, we'll probably switch over to a different game. Damage it, I suppose. We'll bellow again. Slow him down. We missed the one I really wanted to hit with it. It sucks. Oh well. So this isn't going to do big damage. It's going to pull them, but it also makes it so they can't be guarded. It does reduce our speed a little bit. Back in the day, it's the same one. It was fun, but the dungeon lockout thing was atrocious. People were saying it was an older game. I've never heard of it. But yeah, it's a game from Nexon, which is a South Korean company that's responsible for the Maple Story series as well. But is there a butt slider like in the other games? Can I make the big booties? Both male and female? Hopefully male. That's the same one then. Stun him. The big booties quote. If there is, hooray! We'll find out. Like, I really know nothing about it. I just know that it's a 3D ARPG, an ARPG MMO type thing. We can stress heal the rest of this. That's fine. Just need to take out the brawler, and then we can kill this guy kind of slow and recover again. That thing is enormous. Lydia versus Vindictus. Should have never told you guys this. More League, even past your client. Yeah, I mean, if we get offered more, I'll do. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing it once a week or something anyway, Abernroth. It's probably not, like, great for the stream, but it's fun. Your favorite hentai? Nothing downloaded, though? I have an entire folder of hentai games on Steam. I've not downloaded or installed any of them, as far as you are aware. But I have a whole folder of them. For some reason. I've never bought one. Or Final Fantasy 14. I know, I have so many things, Final Fantasy 14 I don't think would be terrible for the stream either. Because it seemed like quite a bit of members from Spofy's community liked hanging out after her stream. And she usually ends not long into our stream anyway. So, I mean, I don't expect her to host me every time I'm playing that game or something, you know. But some of those people might come back, and I didn't mind trying it out. New League streamer. Keeping it for our friends. Yeah. Expansion bump would be nice. I don't know how many people are gonna enjoy watching someone stumble through the game blindly for the first time. I don't know. I mean, I guess same difference as same difference. There's a phrase. As when I played like this for the first time. Community night thing. Yeah. Do stuff like that. Is that why we're all here? Probably that's how most of you found the channel, probably. Bleed Purple. Please will visit you and give you cornbread. Then Delta. That's true. It's absolutely true. But really, if you do give any bits to anyone right now on Twitch, whether it's me or anyone, make sure you use the Bleed Purple when you do it, and it will give them 10% more at no extra cost to you. It just materializes. Twitch matches 10% to the streamer, so it's free money. Play League off stream, feel free to invite you to games. Yeah, I mean, right now I don't have time to really do anything off stream, unfortunately, but I wouldn't mind. There's so many games I wouldn't mind playing right now. I mean, I used to be pretty decent at MOBAs in general. Hopefully it showed that since even though I hadn't played for 7 or 8 years, that even though I was super rusty, hopefully it showed that I at least knew partially what I was doing. A little bit. Alright, let's summon...
The time has come for a Medi rave.
Let's summon Wayne. Lunar! Lunar, thank you for the 999 bits and using the Bleed Purple, which materialized 99 additional bits. Fun fact, if you donate Bleed Purple 99 bits, you summon a Medi Rave. And, as always, you get a bonus one. Wayne, one more time for Lunar, please.
The time has come for a Medi Rave.
Oh yeah, I know Kim. But skill has a lot to do with the streaming aspect of a lot of games. Lunar, thank you again for the bits. I appreciate it, as you know. Thank you, Lunar. No, I've been thinking about stream games a lot over the last couple of weeks. I've been doing a lot of research. I've been thinking a lot. I've been considering a lot of things. I want to continue playing Darkest Dungeon. After we beat this challenge, we will beat this challenge. After we beat this challenge, if Darkest Dungeon 2 is not out, or coming out like the next day, I'll probably take a week or two break from Darkest Dungeon before we do more challenges on it. But I've been thinking about things quite a bit. I've told you guys before, I think I'm not using the split stream correctly, so to say, for the benefit of the stream. Or for the benefit of stream growth. So I don't know. I'm thinking about a lot of things. Lately gonna hit the sack early tonight. Lurk for the bounty, much love. Still blind, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the lurk. Definitely helps out in general, but especially on bounty nights. Good night, Still blind. Not gonna rope you into any league tonight. No worries. So we have a couple options here. Like, if we hit him with this and it knocks him back, he can't use point blank shot, but then he can do an AoE stress. Point blank shot isn't going to kill her or anything, so I think I'm just gonna put damage into him. I know, Warframe's there. What's another one of the multiplayer games that I really want to get back to? I want to play Magic some more. I don't know how Warframe would fare as a staple game. It's hard to know too, because most of the games that I've streamed, the popularity or the amount of new people coming to the stream isn't really evident until I've played it enough to where I don't know if it's like I become a name on that board that you see often for that game, or you know, I can start actually fielding questions for it. I don't know. It's the same thing with Darkest Dungeon, right? Darkest Dungeon in the beginning was people wanting to see me stumble through the game and do terribly, and then as I learned more and more about the game, how to learn to get good, more people came in because I could answer questions. So I mean, maybe I'm never sticking with one game aside from Darkest Dungeon long enough to have that happen. Yeah, I did, Ken, before the stream, yep.
Another mariner, another misfortune.
Don't like Warframe, really? Don't like playing or watching your other one? What do you want to get good? Something I wouldn't mind getting good at and would be good for the stream. FTL. Yeah, like FTL probably wouldn't bring many new people into the stream, but I definitely wouldn't mind trying it out. I've never played it.
A fortune waiting to be spent.
Quad grouper as our extra fight. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So is that just a full expansion? I mean, I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot, like I was saying. So with Monster Hunter World, for instance, how is it as a stream game in general? Like in that section, how much is it a game that new people are coming to watch occasionally, and there's lots of things to learn that you can then pass on and teach to other people? Unless you played it really sworn off. Guys, anyways. Don't mind. Transition from entertainer to educator. Yeah, I guess that's actually a good way to put it. Never thought about it that way. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm gonna buff one more time, I think. Or a building game. A hentai game. Liking continuously gets to you. Gameplay feels very repetitive. Everybody's just basically the same. Yeah, it's just like an AR. Pretty much any ARPG in the long run. It's a fun ARPG, but it's still that loot grind, map grind mechanic of ARPGs. You'd like, you've heard of it. Space drama next week. Get a slight popularity. Yeah, so Battle Brothers, Ivax gifted me Battle Brothers. Man, Ivax, you've gifted me so many games that I really enjoy. Thank you, Ivax. Anyway, I have not played Battle Brothers other than just the very intro tutorial type part of it. Yeah, Ivax, you did. Count me out. Yeah, you've gifted me a lot of games that are absolutely very high up, or were very high up on the wish list. All those, I'm trying to think of one specifically. Like the Hentai Tycoon games and stuff. Played Rogue Legacy, yeah. I played Rogue Legacy a lot. Not on stream, but top shelf hentai. Super Hentai Adventures, go! Video from a bartending friend of yours, bartending in a party earlier. 37 generally singing "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey at 7 p.m. Seen a more done person. The Lady Part card matching game. Yeah, wasn't there like a sequel to that too? I feel like there was one you got me that there was also a sequel to. Crit. This might be the last battle we do. I don't know if I'm gonna go through that door. It depends on how we. Which one? How one without the other? Yeah. Hentai 2, Electric Boogaloo. Is that what the kids are calling that part these days? The Boogaloo? The Boogaloo? Hentai Dojo. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, I guess it's not surprising. I was gonna say, it's kind of surprising how many things they can put hentai into. Like, I never thought, you know, I've played Minesweeper a lot, but I never thought, you know what would make Minesweeper better? If when I uncovered a space, instead of just a number that helped me win the game, there was a naked anime girl behind there. That's how you can improve on I always said Minecraft. On Minesweeper. Like, who came up with this natural conclusion, yeah? Rule 34, yes, I know Rule 34. I do. This is the final tile. It's the final tile, so we can't get a hunger proc. I'm gonna throw down these keys so we can go in that room and get a critical scout, and there'll be a secret room that I can't go into, and we'll cry. No, it's all good. We're good.
We will find all manner of great and
Begging for a
terrible
quote.
things in this watery tomb.
Man, that's not a lot of gold for a long dungeon. I mean, we got a lot of heirlooms, though. 24 crests, 8 portraits, 4 deeds. So, I mean, I guess it balances out, but... I mean, if we sell that, we don't even get to 20,000 golds. Oh god, that quotes. We're disappointed in them. I believe it was Stuff that was talking about, I can't remember, he said the name of the guy or the company. But there's someone that's like putting out these like
to me.
really high graphically detailed adult games, and you've like never heard of this person or the games. Probably, maybe you have, I don't know. But they're like making more money than most all games, aside from mobile games, combined or something. It's crazy. Shoot his head in it, I know. Why do I need so much gold? Because in Blood Moon, the costs are doubled, and we'll need about 1.5 million gold throughout the game to upgrade our characters. It's gonna cost a lot of golds. Hey look, it magically appeared there. It's magically delicious. Where is the hell's hairpin? We have the fetish necklace for the Houndmaster. By the way, the Houndmaster wears this, not the dog. You survived, R squared. Where's my hairpins? Hairpin? Hairpins, where are you? Man. Flame Darter Trinket's good, but we only need it on Darkest Dungeon 3. And we've been seeing it pop up in here quite a bit. I can't believe we don't have a Hell's Hairpin. So for me, we might know a bit about hentai games, might or might not have favorites. I have yet to get a bounty hunter. Not amused. I don't use them too much usually. I mean, they're good though. I think they're fairly good. Man, I remember the run where we didn't get a Houndmaster until week 17 or 18.